This is their only option for feeding their kids. And your government just keeps saying, we're giving all this money. Why can't families figure this out? Well, this is a failure on your government, period.
Well, actually, in fact, one of your members of parliament derided our socialist programs just the other day.
Oh, yeah.
Whew, this one is going to get heated, guys. Points of order, all the fun stuff. Laila Goodridge is on the edge of snapping on Jobs Minister Patty Hajdu, maybe because she's a despicable troll. Before we get to Laila Goodridge, we're going to check out MP Rosemarie Falk, who nails Patty Hajdu. It takes her a minute to get heated up, but once it starts, this one is crazy to watch. Enjoy this. Let's take a peek. Patty Hajdu's got to go.
Hey, that's something everyone can enjoy.
Thank you, Minister, for making time to be here today. All families deserve equal access to parental leave, but adoptive and intended parents remain at a disadvantage under our current EI system. In the previous Parliament, I introduced a private member's bill to create a new 15-week attachment benefit that would deliver parity for adoptive and intended parents. It is also recognized the importance of securing early attachments and the role that support plays in healthy long-term outcomes. As you know, my bill did not receive the royal recommendation it needed to proceed. Instead, your government introduced its own version of the bill, copied in principle, but with one critical difference. It would only come into force on an order in council. So despite that, the measure received unanimous support in the House, and Bill C-59 received royal assent on June 20th of 2024. However, it's now almost a year and a half later, 17 months, and parents are still waiting for this benefit to be rolled out. Parental leaves have come and gone, and in the meantime, with families continuing to miss out on these important additional weeks with their kids, and Parliament unanimously agreed that they should have this. Time is a precious commodity for any new family, so adoptive and intended parents simply want the time they deserve with their children. Minister, on what exact date will adoptive and intended parents finally receive the equal access to the leave that Parliament had promised them?
Well, thank you very much, for that question, but also for the advocacy for adoptive and intended parents. I've just been consulting with my deputy. That work is underway right now. I don't have an exact date for you, but I look forward to continuing our work together.
What concrete steps have been taken in the rollout of this benefit?
So the work is happening with the department to plan for that benefit, and I hope that when it appears in a budget forthcoming, that you will vote for it. In fact, your party has a record of voting against the measures that you advocate for.
If you can't provide a date today, can you please tell me when you can provide a date that this will be rolled out?
We'll certainly be.
It's been 17 months.
We'll certainly
we
be
did
working.
the work. I did the work. My office has done the work on this.
Sorry, we have a point of order. Come on.
Sorry, I think it's very hard for the interpreters when the minister or when the speaker is being cut out and there's two people speaking at the same time.
Thank you. I would remind all members to be conscious of the interpretation. Ms. Falk, you have the floor.
So we did the work for this. We had an end date that it would come into force. Your government copied the bill in the principle and then failed to deliver it. So your government had misled adoptive and intended families that this was going to happen, and it hasn't happened, and you can't provide me a date of when this is going to happen. That's unacceptable. When is the date that intended families and adoptive families can expect this?
If you're interested in continuing this work together, you have my commitment that we'll include you in the work.
But that's, Minister, I can't say that is a true statement. Your party voted against this bill when I brought it forward. Your party refused to provide the royal recommendation that was needed for this bill to proceed. And then you copied the bill in principle and have not implemented in 17 months. Some of these children are now almost 2 years old. It's completely unacceptable. When is the date that this will come into effect?
Member would know that private members' bills that require the government to spend money are usually not adopted, whether it's from a Conservative member or from a member of Parliament from the Liberal government. So your question is a bit disingenuous, Member of Parliament. I will say this, though. I've just made the commitment to you that the government intends to uphold its commitment and that we will work with you.
I'm moving on to another question. Does your department have an internal timeline that it is using to guide the implementation?
department is at work right now on looking
So
at...
more than 17 months then?
I certainly will ensure that you're kept abreast of this work, MP.
With all due respect, Minister, this isn't an entirely new program that is being developed. This is literally mirroring the maternity benefit that women who birth a child receive. And adopted and intended parents already contribute to the EI system. They already have access to the EI parental benefit. And adding an additional 15-week category should not require months, and in this case, almost years of delay. So, Minister, if this issue is not political, can you just be honest with the families that are still waiting as of why they are still waiting, if this is not a political issue?
I look forward to your support when we do introduce this, whether it's in a budget or another measure, and I certainly hope your party will vote for it.
It was in the fall economic statement in 2024. That was a long time ago, and there's been no movement on this whatsoever. I think that's absolutely unacceptable. Would you not agree that that's unacceptable?
I have made the commitment to you, I think repeatedly now, that we'll make sure your office is included in this work.
Okay, thank you.
The moment we've all been waiting for, Laila Goodridge is right on the edge of going nuts on Patty Hajdu. And you'll see why. Patty Hajdu is obnoxious, arrogant, and a straight-up fraud. Let's check out the hack minister battling a real emotional MP. Let's go.
So since 2017, baby formula has risen 84% in Canada, according to StatsCan, and yet, according to the U.S. Bureau of Labor Statistics, it's risen by only 42.9%. Why is the inflation on this product double in Canada, and does that concern you?
It does concern me. It does concern me when a product like baby formula, which is not easily replaceable, is that expensive. And we've had a number of exchanges in the House. Obviously, there are things that the government can control. There are things that the government cannot. One thing we can control, though, is increasing available money for individuals who are needing to purchase baby formula.
Has this been discussed at Cabinet?
In fact, Health Canada has actually made some regulatory changes to make it easier to get baby formula into this country, and I would encourage you to ask the minister.
I'm well aware. I actually advocated for that when we were dealing with the formula shortage before. And what I have seen from this government, from the last government, for the last 10 years, is no action, no real care. We are in a crisis. Parents are paying $50 for a container of baby formula. In 2020, that exact same container of baby formula cost $29. The amount that your government is providing to families has not gone up by that percentage. So you can't continue saying, oh, but we're giving all this money to families. We need to deal with the root cause of the problem. The root cause of the problem is food is too expensive. And baby formula is not replaceable for families that rely on it. It is absolutely irreplaceable.
So, Mr. Chair, in fact, the Canada Child Benefit, which your party has voted against any increase since 2016, has kept up with inflation. It is one measure that has deeply alleviated poverty for children in this country. In fact, between 2015 and now, 2019 actually, child poverty rates declined by 42%, and we continue to see an alleviation of poverty through a number of measures. You have an opportunity, Member of Parliament, to stop fighting against families. Families know that there are challenges.
With all due respect, Minister, 84% increase in 8 years on baby formula, that is far, far higher than CPI. So no, you have not done what you need to do. And the real problem is that we are reliant on imports for baby formula in Canada, massively, massive imports. It took Health Canada months to get their act together to allow us to import baby formula from Europe when we were in crisis. Families were scraping by. There are families right now that are buying baby formula in open tubs because that is the cheapest way for them to do this. I've had families contact me saying that they are buying what they know is stolen formula. Baby formula is one of the #1 stolen food items. It is kept under lock and key in Canada.
And against the increases to Canada Child Benefit, against the kinds of things like early learning and child care.
Because they're not working.
As we pointed out.
If they were working, 1 in 3 kids would not be the clients at food banks.
In fact, if they're
One
not
in
working, their
three-
Canada Child benefit is actually even higher. So for 0 to 3, those children
That's
would
not
be
enough to
receiving
cover
up to
the difference.
$7,000 or more a year in Canada Child benefit, and yet indexed to inflation, and you vote against it time and again.
But
So I'm just curious why you think that extra money wouldn't be helpful to a family that you're describing.
What I am saying to you, Minister, is the inflation on baby formula, because your guys' government has refused to do any real action to make anything better on this file. And when I ask about this in the House of Commons, do you know what I get? School food program. Babies don't go to school. Families that rely on this do not have another option. There are countless families, whether they're adoptive, whether they can't breastfeed for some reason or they choose not to. This is their only option for feeding their kids. And your government just keeps saying, we're giving all this money. Why can't families figure this out?
Well,
this is a
actually-
failure on your government, period.
Actually, in fact, one of your members of parliament derided our socialist programs just the other day to talk when
Minister,
we were talking about things like the Canada Child benefit. We understand that the
Minister,
school
when
food
you
program
go
doesn't.
to other places. No, that's not a point of order.
Appel au
I
règlement.
make those
Vous parlez d'eux en
decisions,
même
Ms.
temps.
Goodridge.
Trop d'interruptions, s'il vous plaît, Monsieur le Président.
So, continue. I would ask all members to please respect the translators who have to translate your comments and conduct yourself accordingly. Ms. Goodridge, you have the floor.
So I guess I'll go in a slightly different vein. Have you discussed this issue with the Prime Minister? Yes or no?
Prime Minister and I regularly discuss affordability.
Okay, have you specifically
the Prime
talked
Minister
to
and I
him
regularly,
about baby
the Prime
formula?
Minister and I regularly discuss affordability. In fact, I am grateful that the Prime Minister has kept affordable programs, all of the care programs intact in the budget that you voted against.
I have Madame Gill, a point of order.
Monsieur le Président,
Chair, once again, I have a concern for the interpretation.
inaudible.
We're being told that it's often inaudible, so I hope we can have enough time on either hand.
Merci,
On va faire le
Madame
rappel,
Gill.
le micro n'était pas allumé.
Thank you, MP Gill. The microphone was not on, I'm told.
Time to question, but I would ask them to respect the fact you ask a question and give an opportunity for a reasonable start and an answer. You have the floor, Ms. Goodridge.
So very specifically, Minister, have you specifically talked to the Prime Minister about the inflation on baby formula and the crisis it's creating in families? Yes or no?
Budget 2025.
No.
Budget.
I asked yes or no.
Budget. I have spoken with the Prime Minister extensively about affordability issues that
Specifically
families are
baby
facing.
formula?
And that's why in Budget 2025, all of the care programs are protected. All of the affordability measures are protected. In fact,
So
there's
I-
a tax cut for 22
Thank you,
million
Minister.
Canadians that you voted against.
so I guess
it's
the
a bit
answer-
rich to say that the
Ms.
Prime
Goodridge?
Minister.
Ms. Goodridge, Madam Minister, your time has gone over, and I did pause for all the points of order. But
We'll wrap it up right there, gang. Let me know in the comments what you think about our Minister of Jobs, Patty Hajdu. She seems like a part of the con man cabinet. Carney's corruption, whatever. It's hard to figure out. Thank you for watching this video. Drop a comment below. Let me know what you think. We'll catch you in the next one. We have lots of committees around here, easy to find. There's playlists for all of the committee content. Join us for the live show. That's it. It's the best chat room you're going to find online about Canadian federal politics. Aaron Canadian Looney, like, share, subscribe. Get your Canadian federal politics right here. We'll catch you in the next one.
Well,
this is a
actually-
failure on your government, period.
Actually, in fact, one of your members of parliament derided our socialist programs just the other day